Good day, Grade 10 Math Wizard. I am Cindy M. Valete, your student teacher from Tarlac State University. In the previous lesson, we are done with permutation with replacement and circular permutation, right? And today, we are going to discuss about the distinct permutation, and this will be the last type of permutation. So at the end of the lesson, you will be able to define distinct permutation, use the formula of distinct permutation, solve problem involving distinct permutation. So distinct permutation is same as with permutation with identical objects. So when we say identical, there is similarity. May pagkakapareho, may magkakamuka, and so on. It says here that the number of permutations of n objects where n sub 1 objects are of one kind, n sub 2 are of second kind, ellipsis, n sub k are of kth kind is given by p is equal to n factorial divided by n sub 1 factorial multiplied by n sub 2 factorial ellipsis multiplied by n sub k factorial. So to clearly understand what distinct permutation is, let's have an example. So find the number of permutations of the letters of the word Mississippi. So we can say that this given problem is under distinct permutations because as you can see, there is an identical objects or similarities letters from Mississippi. So how many letters are there in Mississippi? We have 11 letters. So ano yung mga letter na merong similarity? So meron tayong I, meron tayong S, and meron tayong P. We have 4I, 4S, and 2Ps. So by using our formula, we have n factorial all over n sub 1 factorial multiplied by n sub 2 factorial multiplied by ellipsis multiplied by n sub k factorial. So what will be the value of n here? It should be the total number of the word Mississippi, which is 11. So we have 11 factorial all over 4 factorial multiplied by 4 factorial multiplied by 2 factorial. So the value of n sub 1 here is 4, which is the first kind, and n sub 2 is 4, which is the second kind, and nk or the n3 is equal to 2, which is the third kind. So meaning yung k dito is pwede siyang mabago. Depende doon sa object na hinahanap natin. So for this given problem, we have 3 similarities. So kapag in-expand natin ito, we will have 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. So nag-stop na tayo doon sa 4 factorial since yung pinakamalaking value natin dito sa denominator is 4 factorial. By the use of cancellation method, kakancel natin itong 4 factorial at itong 4 factorial dito sa ating denominator. So kapag in-expand natin yung 4 factorial, we will have 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 and yung 2 natin which is 2 times 1. So kapag in-evaluate natin yan, we will come up with 34,650. So let's proceed with example number 2. So in the parking lot of a car manufacturing company, there are 13 new identical cars where 3 of them are green, 3 are yellow, 5 are black, and 2 are red. In how many ways can the 13 cars be arranged? So here class, we have 13 new identical cars. So yung tatlo doon is green, tatlong yellow, 5 black, at meron tayong 2 red. So we will going to identify the value of n, and since there are 4 colors, we will use n sub 1 up to n sub 4. So the value of n here should be 13 since these are the total number of the card. And we will identify the identical object, which are 3 are green, 3 are yellow, 5 are black, and 2 are red. So by using our formula, we will substitute the value of n and n sub 1, n sub 2, up to n sub k. So this will be our n, and n sub 1, n sub 2, n sub 3, and n sub 4. So we have 13 factorial all over 3 factorial multiplied by 3 factorial multiplied by 5 factorial multiplied by 2 factorial. So kapag in-expand natin yan, we will have 13 multiplied by 2 up to 5. So nag-end tayo sa 5 since 5 yung pinakamataas na number dito sa ating denominator. So by using cancellation, we can cancel this 5 factorial and this 5 factorial in our denominator. Pag in-evaluate natin tong 3 factorial, we will have 6. So, kinancel na din natin yung 6. Kapag in-evaluate natin to ng buo, we will come up with 720,720 ways that the 13 car be arranged. These are the ways that the 13 cars can be arranged. So let's proceed with example 3. In how many ways can you arrange 4 identical math books, 3 identical English books, and 2 identical science book on a shelf? Here class, we have 4 identical math books, 3 identical English books, and 2 identical books on a shelf. What will be the value of n here? So we have 4 plus 3 plus 2, we will come up with 9 books. Ano yung mga object natin dito na merong identicals? Naka-indicate na dito sa ating problem yung mga identical books. So meron daw tayong 4 identical math books, 3 identical English books, and 2 identical science books. So since we have 3 objects, we will use n sub 1 up to n sub 3. By using our formula, let's simply substitute the value of n, which is 9, and the value of n sub 1 is 4, and n sub 2 is 3, and n sub 3 is 2. So we have 9 factorial divided by 4 factorial multiplied by 3 factorial multiplied by 2 factorial. So kapag in-expand natin yan, we will have 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. So nag-end tayo sa 4 factorial since yung pinakamalaking value na nasa denominator natin is 4 factorial. So by using cancellation, we will cancel this 4 factorial. So kapag in-expand din natin tong 3 factorial, maka-cancel dito yung 6 since 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So kapag in-evaluate natin to, we will come up with 1,260 ways. So there are 1,260 ways that we can arrange the 4 identical math books, 3 identical English books, and 2 identical science books. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for listening, Grade 10 Math Wizards.